I fight with my sisters. We quarrel. I hate my sisters. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl at home with Didi. If you're new to this channel, you're welcome. Please sit tight and let's have fun on this channel. This channel is all about positivity, guys, all the good vibes. Today I want to talk about sibling rivalry. Anyway, before I proceed, this video is actually inspired by Nazor Ezeh. If you don't know her, I'm gonna leave her link in the description box for you to go and check her out. So check out this particular video I'm talking about. She really broke it down very well. I am only going to capitalize on 2 points she mentioned in that video. So, and that is comparing your children and having a favorite child. These are the 2 topics I'm going to be elaborating on in this video. Before we continue, please give this video a thumbs up, because you guys know I don't sit here to talk nonsense, right? So please give this video a thumbs up before we proceed. I am waiting. The point here is, we as parents, we need to be intentional sometimes when we're dealing with our children, because if we're not intentional, sometimes we might end up doing things that we don't know has an adverse effect on our children. It is very easy to have favorite children, because sometimes you might have your child and that your child might remind you of a certain person in your family, and then you just find yourself, you know, gearing towards that particular child more than the others. Because I don't see any reason why a mother will have children and decide to have a favorite child. I don't think any mother would want to do that intentionally. So in my own case, when it comes to my sons, my second son Andre reminds me of my younger brother. God bless his soul, he's late. So he reminds me so much of my younger brother that we even went as far as naming him after my brother. That alone would have been a reason for me to gear towards him. And I remember when they were growing up, at some point they were thinking he was beginning to be my favorite, but I kept on saying, no, he's not my favorite. It's just because he's the little baby. As of then, he was a baby, and my first was, you know, I think about 3 years or so, or 4, between 3 to 4 years. So I just said it's because, you know, when you have a baby, you tend to like pay more attention to that baby than the other one. So sometimes not intentionally, like I said. So, but because of that thing they kept on saying, I became very, very intentional in my action towards them, that I just told myself, I'm not going to be that mother that's going to end up having a favorite child. So I became very, very intentional when I'm dealing with both of them. I mean, anybody seeing me deal with both of them now will definitely know I do not have a favorite. Okay, so this is why I said sometimes we don't do these things intentionally. Sometimes it's because of one reason or the other, which I would always push it to that child reminding you of somebody in your family or somebody you lost, or you know, who was so dear to you and all that. So when I listened to Nazor's video, I told myself, yeah, this is really something every parent needs to hear, because before you know it, it becomes too late. Because of having a favorite child amongst your children is that it will end up breeding envy, you end up breeding jealousy, and it might even end up breeding enmity between them, such that even when they grow up, they will definitely resent each other. Do you get? So my point here is, let's try to be intentional parents sometimes. It's because we need to look beyond now. We need to look into the future and imagine, because we want our children to relate in a way that they will always have that relationship. They will always believe that you know, we were brought up on the same level, we were given the same opportunities, nobody was favored more than the other and all that. So that is why we have to try to be intentional parents when it comes to our children. Now, the second point she talked about there, I'm trying to make this video very brief, I don't want it to be so long. The second point she talked about is comparing your children. So we need to learn to believe that every child is gifted in his or her own way. We need to learn to believe that that you have 2 children does not mean they will be the same, or does not mean they will think alike, or does not mean they will, you know, perform the same way in school, because every child is gifted individually. Forget the fact they are siblings, forget the fact they were born from the same parents, or you know, we need to realize that they are completely different. We need to also learn how to treat them differently, and not even I know we can't avoid the fact that we will, in our minds, we'll be comparing, but let's not make it open. Let's not make it let's try not to make it very obvious that we are comparing them, because it can have an adverse effect on them, especially if there's a child of yours that is not performing as good as the other child, and then you're like, can't you see how Muna is performing in school? You're not even as good, as intelligent as he is. Why can't you be as intelligent as your brother? Why can't you be as intelligent as your sister? Honestly speaking, when we do that, we end up bringing down that child's morale, and even making that child not to be so confident anymore. Like you're already making the child feel like he or she is not good enough. We should learn to understand that one child might be artistic and the other child might not be. One child might be top in her class or in his class, and the other child might just be an average child. You understand? These kind of things end up breeding enmity. These kind of things breed envy and jealousy, okay, among siblings. It still boils down to the fact that we need to be intentional parents. I'm just imagining, you know, what make me feel like I hate my sisters, I can't stand my sisters. Honestly, I've seen families that hate each other. When I mean hate each other, I've seen families that they're not in touch with each other. They can't stand to see each other. They can't, like, every given opportunity, even to the extent that they even poison each other. They even send assassins or kidnappers to, you know, come after their siblings. So these things did not just start off in a day. These things have been bred, they have been nurtured right from, you know, when they were growing up. Because you can't tell me you love your brother from birth, like up till when you grow up, and all of a sudden you start hating your brother or you start hating your sister. That's not possible. That's very, very impossible to me. So I know and I feel that these things are being nurtured from children. So when they grow up having that, you know, that enmity, that hatred, that, you know, jealousy in mind, they end up nurturing it to adulthood. I remember somebody saying some years ago that it's okay, in fact, it's better to train your children to be independent of each other. See, I don't believe that. I do not believe that at all, because training your children to be independent of each other has its own consequences. The way I see it, when they become independent of each other, as children, as they grow up to become independent of each other, they might grow up not caring about each other. They might grow up not even calling themselves for years, and they might grow up not even feeling like it's my duty to care for this person, it's my duty to check on this person, it's my duty to know if this person is feeling okay. I've not heard from him for 2 days. I've not heard from my brother for 4 days. I need to check on him or her. So I think, in as much as independence is good, it is also okay to train your children to, you know, care for each other, to feel obligated, you know, to care for each other. In fact, that's the word. Not just the elder one caring for the younger one. It should go both ways. The younger one should also care for the older one, while the older one also cares for the younger one. So when you do that, honestly speaking, I don't see why they will not continue caring for each other as adults. Even if they fight, they will definitely fight. Siblings fight. Even as adults, I fight with my sisters. We quarrel once in a while, but we still find a way to make up, because in our hearts we are not okay. In our hearts we know that, oh no, I need to, you know, we need to apologize and move on. So that's because of the way we were brought up. So it is very important, it is very, very important for us to train our children in a way that they will feel a little bit of dependency. I don't mean in any other way. I mean caring for each other, you know, feeling that their lives are now intertwined together, feeling that they in fact, wherever they go, they need to know how this person is faring, how this person, no matter where you are, no matter the country you find yourself tomorrow, they need to have it in their mind that they have to always check up on their sibling, no matter what the situation is, even if you have a disagreement. I don't know, maybe I've mumbled a lot of things. This whole video is unscripted. I just felt the need to sit here and ramble, and I hope I have been able to make some sense. Okay, but I would like to see your comment at the comment section. Please share another reason why you think siblings have this rivalry. I would like to know what, because for me, these are just the 2 main points that I can relate with. But you guys should also let me know at the comment section what other thing could cause sibling rivalry and how we can work to, you know, avoid this kind of things in our present family, because I know I have a lot of young parents in my YouTube family. If there's anyone I can imbibe into my family, we're all learning from each other, I don't mind, because honestly speaking, I want my kids to really bond with each other to the extent that they can't do without each other when they grow up. Okay, so yeah, give this video a thumbs up, and please you guys should continue to subscribe to my channel and share to whoever needs to hear this. I'll see you in my next one. Stay fabulous. Bye.